Team
Torta.
Torta. Hey, Yvette,
Yeah?
do you want to split a donut or a torta with me?
Ooh, definitely a torta.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Oh my God, thank you so much for not eating it before I got here. You're
No,
like, oh my God.
I was just looking at it, but you know what? That proves that self-regulation and delayed gratification, it still exists.
I mean, leave it to an educator to
I know.
bring it back to that.
It's one of those dwindling traits where they know that people don't like to wait for things. I mean, think about it. You can go through your whole day without having to wait for anything. You can put in your mobile Starbucks app, and you don't have to wait in line.
Yes.
Then you can get your Instagram or Instacart delivered to your house. You don't have to go to the grocery store. It's like we want everything when we want it. We want it now. But
Wow, Yvette. Yvette Nuñez, everyone.
hi.
Love that. Thanks for sharing a torta with me today.
Absolutely. I'll share a torta with you any day.
Oh, okay.
Aesthetically, it looks really good.
Looks really good.
I love that it's not falling apart. You can see everything, all of the ingredients.
What are we eating? Which kind of torta? And from where?
Oh, of course. We have to let them know where this is from. So we are in the city of Orange, and we're going to try the Taco Boss Torta Cubana.
Guess go first.
Let's go first. Okay,
Yes.
I'm super excited. So are you a purist? Do you like to put lemon, or do you just go in and take a bite?
I love this sophisticated conversation here. Am I a purist? I've never think I've used that word. Amazing. I feel so intelligent already talking to you.
Okay.
I love to put stuff in it. I love to mix things around. So I guess I'm not a purist.
Well,
or?
I mean, I think I first want to enjoy just all the flavors and
Yeah.
see what happens with all of these flavors in my mouth, and then I'll add.
Oh,
Then I'll add
okay.
maybe does it need lime? Does it need a little bit of spice, a kick?
Oh,
So that's how
I guess I'm sometimes that way, and sometimes I'm just really hungry, and I just.
So right now I'm gonna be a purist. I'm just gonna take a bite and see what I eat.
All right, here we go. It's pretty big. It's a lot of stuff in there.
Mm-hmm. So many flavors. I love that the bread is crunchy and it has a nice soft texture to it. And really the cheese, if you guys can see, it creates such a nice velvety layer with the meat, the beans, and I'm tasting a little bit of a chipotle sauce on it.
Oh,
So I'm
we love
excited.
ourselves some chipotle sauce.
I think you need to take a bite.
I think I do. What kind of queso is that? Panela or?
It's a panela. It has a
Right.
nice little char on it. So
I was gonna
It's
say
not gonna-
grill, char. Look at it.
Char,
I'm already
grill.
learning so many words from you today, Yvette. All right, I'm going in. I'm gonna be a purist as well with you. I always you know what I always get? I'm I don't know where to take the first bite. I always think about
I
it.
usually try to do the corner.
The corner? Okay.
Yeah. But maybe I would say
This
go
is-
in the middle.
Yeah, go in the middle. This is not gonna look cute, everybody, so. Oh my. Oh my.
You know what? I'm just noticing
What?
there is there's hot dogs, grilled hot dogs in there.
I know. You know, when you grabbed it, I was like, what is that?
I know. I was looking at it and I just saw yours
Yeah,
from
take a look.
Yes.
Like a little weenie.
Yes.
Oh,
It's like
I've never heard
your
of
whole
Cubana with a
child-
little weenie.
Your whole childhood is in this in this torta.
Dude, you know, I always think about educators, and I'm just how did you know you wanted to be a teacher? How did you know that you're I want to teach people things?
I think, growing up, I was the oldest of, 4 sisters. So,
4 sisters?
well, I mean, it's 4 including me. So
Yeah,
3
yeah, yeah,
sisters.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
4 girls, and that's what I always played. Is let's play school.
Aw.
And so I was always teaching them
Aw.
stuff, and I think just handing down skills, knowledge, things that I encountered, and wanting to give them that information and passing it down.
That's cute.
Yeah,
That's
so I
cute.
think I've always been gravitated towards people that, are able to teach you something, and I like to learn. I like to learn things. I like to, then once I learn it, I want to just share it with somebody.
You know, I've recently been thinking about this concept of learning, because I feel a lot of the times with imposter syndrome and stuff, it's you want to show people you know stuff, and sometimes I feel I've realized that when I've been uncomfortable is because I'm oh, does it mean I have to learn it? And now I'm embracing, I guess I'm embracing this idea of learning from others and not feeling there's this conflict. It's oh, let me learn from this person.
Right, and
I
you
don't
know
know,
what?
is that-
I would even challenge to say that when you feel uncomfortable,
Uh-huh.
it's because you're learning.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
So when you know something, you don't feel uncomfortable. It's automatic. But it's that uncomfortableness, like you're learning either something about yourself or something that you don't.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get in there. Okay. So like is learning like you're good at analogies, I heard. This is what I hear.
Yeah,
So-
I've been told.
You've been told. Like how would you compare learning to like this concept of like growing and learning, like to I don't know, how could you is there a metaphor for it that you could think of?
I would say, yeah, I think, learning is kind of just, we're looking at a metaphor. I'm trying to think of like a good
Put her on the
metaphor.
spot, everyone.
I know.
Oh, I take my bite of torta. This is gonna be so.
I'm being distracted
Why
by
don't
the
you eat some
smell. I
torta?
don't-
Yeah, why don't we eat some torta? Yeah. The weenie, I can't get over that. Do you eat lime with tortas? I never have.
Sometimes people do. I'm like more, I'll do lime on my tacos, but on a torta, I don't think so.
No.
It's just,
Okay, we need some more torta and let's continue this. Shall
Yeah.
we? 1, 2, 3, go.
I mean, I would say that, learning is almost like a muscle.
Okay.
It's like it starts out and you don't know how to build it, right? So how do
Okay.
you build it? So you have to try out different exercises, right? So different exercises will target different muscles, and then depending on what you want to do, once you kind of find that like sweet spot, your niche, maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it's squats and you just like do squats and do squats, right? But I think, for you, like maybe you start learning, you start realizing that the way that you like to learn is hands-on.
Oh.
So that's how you start to gravitate and being able to take in information and have it really resonate with you and actually help you. So the more you do it, that muscle's going to grow. The muscle's going to get bigger.
Oh. I've realized like a lot of what I'm recognizing right now is how much I want to make my life less complicated. And what I mean by that is like so that I can make more time for myself. And I'm becoming very cognizant of how and wanting and having the desire to have more personal time, which is I'm really happy to share that because I think I've been escaping and just like doing other things, and now I'm like really thinking about wow, I do want to make space for myself, and I do have that desire, and part of it is making my life a little less complicated. So I trust me, there's a reason for all this.
connection
It's
to
a
all
connection, and so part of it is like, well, what can I learn about myself? And where there are moments where I feel like I complicate myself, or I stop myself, or I,
Yeah, no, I think you're like spot on, and I think we all have like those ebb and flows where we take on a lot, and I think sometimes it's reflecting. It's like, why are we taking on a lot? Like, what are we avoiding? Are we avoiding that time, that downtime, because you don't know what you're going to do, and you're afraid to feel bored, or you're afraid to feel like, oh, I'm not being productive. I feel that we're in a society where you see like everybody's producing, everybody's putting up content, everybody's having stuff on, like you look on LinkedIn, it's like, how are these people going to all these events? And then you start to think like, well, I can't take time off because then I'll be so far behind.
This is a great example actually. I literally did this example with Anna because Anna, my wife, is amazing and I love her and all this stuff. We love Anna. But this is a great example because I also what you're saying resonates with me 100%. Yeah. And I think what she has taught me what she's taught me recently was like, when she's in a point where she feels like, compare, like you just get kind of like get kind of the anxiety by seeing other things, is she goes like back to the grounding. It's like she goes through the, why am I feeling this way? And then she's like, well, what's true about me?
Yeah,
and what you said, you're like,
great thing.
So what's true is like, well, my priority is XYZ. So, and then when she asked me that, I was like, I didn't really know what to say, to be honest. I was like, what is true about me? And the only thing I could really come up with was, I'm a curious person.
Okay.
So then
I can see that about you.
Yeah.
You are definitely curious.
So then she asked me, she's like, well, why don't you start asking yourself questions, Jackie, since you're so eager to ask other people?
Absolutely.
Like,
I think that's great. And I think we forget to do that. I think we forget to ask ourselves questions and to check in with ourselves. Yeah.
What kind of question in your life right now, what kind of question would you ask yourself, you think?
I'm asking myself, am I happy?
Oh, this is a great question.
Yeah. And I think, happiness looks different for everybody. And I don't think that there is a one size fits all, but I think happiness is evolving, ever changing, and it's dynamic. And so it's different things make you happy at different points in your life.
Yeah. What do you think sometimes when we do ask ourselves that question? What do you think kind of like sparks that question? Because I recently had a conversation with a friend, and I said, there have been some curveballs recently that I've been navigating, but I was like, despite that, and despite like having to process those feelings, I am feeling overall, I do feel happy though.
Yeah.
And it's what's helped me, I'll share, is like I think I'm really understanding like what my values are, and that by understanding what they are and like pouring into those values, that's helped me in the last like couple years to like find a space where it's like I am overall can say that like I am happy, but like I still suffer with some of the ways I behave because of how I was brought up, and those are, I'm in therapy, and so like all that stuff is still happening, but like the understanding of knowing and pouring into those values have really helped me to have a sort of happy perspective, I guess. Yeah.
No, I think that you said something that really resonates with me, is kind of looking at obviously how you were raised and all of those things that we carry within ourselves.
Yeah.
So I think in my reflection is like, I am happy, but there are certain aspects of my life I'm like, oh, I wish I could be or do further ahead in certain areas. But I think you have to kind of take that time, and it's those moments when you're with yourself and just by yourself and thinking and asking yourself those questions, and you get to kind of look back and say, wait, I've done all of these things, and that makes me happy. And giving yourself that time to be really proud of yourself, because I think a lot of times we spend time saying like, well, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, but changing that narrative is something like that.
Huge.
And I think also looking at happiness in the sense of like the relationships that you have. I think for me, relationships are key, and they're big, and so I have great relationships with my family, my sisters, my parents, and obviously my daughter. Like, she's like great. So I think for me, it's sometimes I look and evaluate happiness based on those relationships, those key relationships in my life, and where they're at and how they've helped me. So I think that is something that for me is important.
I think that's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I think it doesn't get more real than like the time you spent with the people you care about.
Absolutely.
And I know that sounds so cheesy. Yeah, you got the panela cheese is getting to me, okay, everybody. But I was thinking about this the other day. I was driving, and I'm like, all I know is like, and the more you can say like, I know this about myself and I love this about myself, that you can tell yourself like, these relationships matter to me and this is so important to me. Like, there's a self-empowering feeling of that. Because then I go, you know what? All I know is like, I want to know that I loved well. I want to know that when I was with the people that I cared about, and even people I'm getting to know, like that I was, I was there, I was present. People underestimate the value in that.
Absolutely. I think it goes back to like your why. For me, it's like why. Yeah. Why do I do what I do in all the different, aspects of my life? I want to make an impact. I want to help create an impact. And so whether it's me as a mom with my daughter, me as a friend, me as a sister, as a daughter, as a professor at the college, the work that I do in the community, like that's what my biggest thing is, like, what's going to generate the biggest impact.
So then I have a question to you about the why, your why. Then why not, I guess that didn't turn out, I was trying to be punny there, but why do you think we have a habit of forgetting our accomplishment, forgetful of that? Like, we're so eager to like, point out the things we don't have or haven't done, but we're like, don't remind ourselves of like, wait,
That's a great question.
Like, what?
And actually, I don't know if you've ever heard of something called arrival fallacy.
No.
So
Speak a little louder though. I'm really nervous about this sound, but hey, we're still having a good time.
Arrival fallacy is what it means is like, you're so looking forward to something, right?
Okay.
And let's say you're looking forward to launching a project or a new job. And
or a live show.
Right. And then you're like, you get there and you're so excited, and then it happens, it's done, and then that's it. Then like that hit of dopamine goes to your brain, and you're like, okay, that happened, and then it goes away, but it doesn't last forever. So it's kind of, I always tell people, it's like when you're thinking about your wedding day, you plan and plan and plan, and leading up, and then you get there and you think when you arrive, that feeling of happiness is going to last forever, and we obviously know that it doesn't. And I think our accomplishments are very much like that. Like, we work so hard.
God, this is so good.
we have to work 2 jobs, we have to go to school at night, we have to raise kids, and we get the degree, and we're like, this is it, this is what's going to make us happy. But it doesn't last forever, because then there's something else, and then we forget about that feeling. So I think for me, something that I've tried to do is really create memories and trying to be mindful and incorporating my senses of like, what did this feeling, what did it feel like? You know, what did it look like? What did it smell like? Like every time I smell this, I'm gonna remember our Torta date, you know? So things like that you can remember, that you can then say, okay, I can smell something and be like, oh, I did that. And I did that with Celeste. Like she had her first competition for dance, and she said, like, how am I always gonna remember it, Mom? And I said, you know what? Let's find a body spray that you haven't used before and only use it for that day. And so now every time she sprays it, she remembers how she felt that day.
It's just, life is a series of moments, and if you can figure out a way to remember them, capture them,
I mean, it's not that, but you take the smell, and that'll then trigger your neural connections. It'll take you back, and you're like, oh, I remember that day.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Okay. I do a thing where I do a playlist.
Oh yeah.
So
music is great too.
Music is good.
To kind of take you back, you know, you hear that one song and it's like, I do that when I'm running, like I'll hear like a throwback from the 90s, and I'm like, I remember me watching 90210 with my cousins, and then
Wait,
I'm like,
are you a 90210 fan?
Yes.
I
was Kelly.
Well, let me tell you, I met Jason Priestley.
Oh my goodness.
I will have to share with you later, but I think we covered a lot of things.
We did.
I think
about
we did.
Life, growth,
food. 90210?
Yes.
I love that we're ending it on 90210.
Ended on a high note.
Are you team Brandon or Dylan? Oh.
Dylan.
Oh, really?
Yes, I love Dylan.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Oh, rest in peace, Luke Perry.
Luke Perry,
I know. That one hurt.
That one did hurt.
I have a Luke Perry shirt, yeah. To Yvette getting a Dylan shirt.
Yay.
Get it, girl. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's finish this torta, yeah? Dude, and this is so good.
It just gets better every bite.
Oh my God, I'm gonna finish this.